Tonight's homework is on 3D figures. So remember that a 3D figure is either going to be volume or surface area. Volume is what goes inside something, and surface area is what covers the outside. All right, so here we go. A child's sandbox is 4 feet wide, 6 feet long, and 2.5 feet deep. What is the volume of the sandbox? So volume equals length times width times height. So the length is 6, the width is 4, and the height is 2.5 feet. So I have a couple options with this. I can change this either to an improper fraction or to a decimal. So if I'm looking at this as an improper fraction, I would do 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. So it would be 6 times 4 times 5 over 2. Or I can remember that a half is 5/10, and I could do 6 times 4 times 2.5. Either will give you the correct answer. So go ahead and do one of those and then write down what your answer is. Next one. Catherine's aquarium is in the shape of a rectangular prism. So that's length times width times height. It has dimensions of 10.5, 22.5, and 12 inches tall. She wants to fill her aquarium with water, leaving 2 inches empty at the top. What amount of space in Catherine's aquarium does not have water? So 2 inches empty is the not having the water. So the length times width times height. The length is 10.5. The width is 22.5. But the height is not 12. The height is the area that's not in the aquarium. So multiply those and write down what your answer is. How many cubes with a side measure of 2 centimeters will fit inside a right rectangular prism with dimensions of 6 by 8 by 4.5? So if this edge is 6 long, okay, and I'm putting in cubes that are 2 centimeters long, I can fit 1, 2, 3 cubes that are 2 centimeters long along that edge. So what I've done really is I've taken the 6 and divided it by 2 to get 3 cubes. So you need to do the same things here and here. And then when you get those numbers, you will multiply 3 times whatever you got here, and it is not going to be 8, times whatever you got here, and is not going to be 4.5. This is going to be a decimal. And then when you do your math, you'll get it here, and this answer will be a whole number. Okay? The net of a triangular prism is shown below. The height of each triangle is 13 centimeters. What is the surface area of the triangular prism? So surface area is the outside, the surface. So I have to find all of these areas and then add them up. So I remember that for a rectangle, area equals base times height. And for a triangle, area equals base times height divided by 2. So I need to find the area of this rectangle right here, and you're going to write it inside. Then you need to find the area of this rectangle right here, and you're going to write it inside. Then you're going to find the area of this rectangle right here, and you're going to write it inside. And then you're going to find the area of this triangle and write it inside. And remember, you're going to divide whatever you get by 2. And then you're going to find the area of, I need another color, this triangle right here, and write it inside. Then you will add up the green area plus the red area plus the brown area plus the black area plus the orange area, and that will give you the entire surface area for this figure. And remember, we're always looking for that right angle to remember who's our base and who's our height. Tom wants to build a toy box and needs to know how much wood to buy. Excuse me. He plans for the length to be 4.5 feet, the width to be 2 feet, and the height to be 2.5 feet. If the toy box does not have a top, what is the amount of wood he needs to buy in square feet? So I'm going to draw my toy box. Okay? Alright. So the length is 4.5. The width is 2. And the height is 2.5. Okay? So the first thing I need to do is I need to find the area of this. And these are all rectangles, so remember it's area equals base times height. So you need to find the area of the green, but then multiply it by 2 because you have a front and the same thing on the back. So you're going to multiply to get the area for this front panel, but double it. Then you need to find the area for this side panel. And you're going to multiply that by 2 because we've got this side and then over here we've got that side. And then you're going to find the area of the bottom bit. So what's the area of that bottom down here? And you're not going to multiply that by 2 because it says it has a bottom but it does not have a top. And you're going to then add what you got for the answer for the green plus the answer for the orange plus the answer for the brown, and that'll give you your answer. And finally, how many cubic inches of space will there be for toys? So cubic inches is volume. And I know that because cubic means something times something times something. So now you need to multiply. Volume, remember, is the length times the width times the height. So fill in the numbers over here and go ahead and work it out. This is the net you're going to be using. Okay? Thank you so much for your attention.